So I spent 5 years in the Marines, right? And like most people who have gotten out of the Marines, especially the circle I run with, I guess, mostly intel guys, it's there's a conflict looking back on those memories. So when I joined, I was in okay shape, not great, but decent. I met the minimum requirements for joining, which was, if I remember correctly, and I could be misremembering, but 3 pull-ups, 14-minute, 1.5 mile run, and 44 crunches, I believe, was the minimum, but I was doing around 50 or 60. So I was in, basic shape. And when I got in, it was an entirely different world. And I'll admit that as far as the Marine part of the job, I was super motivated in the beginning for my first year. And I've talked before about how I lost that motivation. Basically a series of unfortunate events and paperwork fuck-ups just really took away my desire to give them more than the bare minimum. But one thing that a lot of people don't really talk about as much, and they tend to get hammered pretty hard by people for talking about, is the relationship that it gave me with food and with exercise. Some people go in, they stay motivated the whole time they get out, and they keep their body in shape, and some of us, despite anything we did in the Marines, we were constantly, it was just a barrage of inadequacy. And I know I'm not the only Marine that developed an eating disorder while I was in. I know a few of my colleagues have as well, and also got an unhealthy feeling when it came to exercise, because it was something that we had to do, and we had to do extra. And I was in the position just because of my build. If you're unaware, the Marine standards for your body, they have a height and a weight standard, right? Well, obviously that's not able to be one size fit all, so they also have a body weight standard, right? A fat percentage of your body that they calculate based on methods from the 1940s, which aren't entirely accurate. The thing was, I was almost always able to hit my body weight percentage, but even in boot camp, I graduated over that height and weight percentage. And the culture of the Marine Corps and Marine Corps fitness, it meant that, unless I was shaped like a bodybuilder, then I was a failure for not meeting that height and weight percentage, no matter how much I may meet the body weight requirement, or the body fat requirement, I should say. So when I got out of the Marines, I had a really unhealthy relationship with food, because I had spent 5 years on crash diets trying to bring my weight down. I had spent 5 years doing 3 workouts a day, and quite honestly, doing workouts run by people who didn't really know what my physical needs were. That's another big problem, and I've heard it's a big problem in all of the branches, even though I'm only able to speak to my Marine Corps experience. But when you're considered overweight, you're put on a body composition program, right? And the person running that program almost without fail is just someone who's really good at exercise, and they don't have the knowledge to back up, like, this is how you get someone to healthily lose weight. This is how you decrease body fat, increase strength. It's mainly just, this guy's good at exercise, so you're going to exercise with him. And so when I got out, I didn't want to work out at all. And every once in a while I would try to force myself, and it just wouldn't work any time, right? I would go for a run, and it would last maybe a week or two, and I would find myself just absolutely miserable that I was having to do this thing that I had been made to hate for so long. And it had an effect on my body. I am relatively lucky that just the way my body is composed, and I have a condition. It's not like a super serious medical condition, but my body overproduces testosterone. That has been somewhat of an advantage, keeping very muscular, but that leads to other problems. When your body has too much testosterone, more than it can process, sometimes your body will start converting some of it into estrogen. This is the reason, at least from what my endocrinologist explained, the reason that, if I don't work out my chest, I start to get more boob-like tissue, right? Gynecomastia is what it's called. My chest starts to look more like breasts, and I get a lot of the fat ends up going to my hips and ass, because when your body doesn't use up the testosterone that it's producing, or you're putting extra testosterone in without utilizing it, you start to convert that to estrogen, and your body treats that almost like a puberty. I didn't struggle with that too much, but it allowed me to stay muscular even though I wasn't in shape. And so I say that was kind of fortunate for me, because I didn't look like huge, grotesquely obese, but I was up to 350 pounds at November of last year. 350 pounds for me is really big. When I was in high school and college, in my mind, I had considered 300 pounds was sort of like the standard for a really big guy, right? If I thought in my mind like that guy is a big guy, my brain would be saying he's over 300 pounds. It didn't help that, I do, for my art, I always followed bodybuilding. That's how I learned anatomy and musculature, because there's just so much definition there. You get a real good sense of the shape of the muscles, especially when they're in different positions. And I would see these guys that looked absolutely jacked and ripped, and then it says that they're like 230 pounds, and they look bigger than me, but in way better shape. So that wasn't helpful. And then in November, when I hit that 350 pound mark, I told myself, even if I don't have that healthy relationship with exercise and food, that I needed to get in shape. I'm a dad. I've got, my in-laws, my mother-in-law especially, she was dealing with cancer. I had just lost my grandparents on my father's side. I was worried about, leaving my kids early because I wasn't taking care of myself. And so I resolved to start working out again, having to force myself to do it, and honestly feeling kind of miserable during the process, but I made myself do it. And what really helped me was finding supplements. And that was something I had just sort of written off before. And that was, I don't know honestly why I did. It just, I always saw the guys at the gym who were super jacked, and they were the guys taking protein. And it always felt to me like, why do I need to be drinking protein shakes? Why do I need to be taking pre-workouts if I'm not bodybuilding? I'm not trying to become the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm just trying to get in better shape. So that stuff, is unnecessary to me. But I got an offer online for a free sample of Old School Labs protein powder and pre-workout. And so I jumped at it. I gave it a try. They sent me some protein powder. They sent me some pre-workout. They sent me a t-shirt and this nice shaker bottle, which has got the little blender inside. That's good stuff. And I started hitting the gym. I got a membership. I made myself go, and I go every weekday. I take the weekends off, but I didn't start bodybuilding, but I did start taking advice from bodybuilders that I had come to know, right? Almost all amateurs, not names you guys would maybe recognize, but guys who had, because I didn't know this, okay? This was my ignorance, but, I thought, bodybuilding was all about eating super bland food and just getting really ripped, right? And you build all that muscle and all you're eating is chicken breast and eggs, then, naturally you're just going to build a lot of muscle and no fat, right? But, there's more to bodybuilding than just that. And so now, it's almost a year later, I'm down to 290. And, I don't look like a fat guy. I'm in much better shape. I'm getting winded a lot less. And I became an affiliate for Old School Labs. Not to try and multi-level marketing, hey, I need you to join my pyramid scheme kind of thing, but it honestly helped me out. I've taken protein powders before. They all have kind of a weird aftertaste to them, and then I'm doing the nasty protein burps all afternoon. I can't stand it. It's disgusting to me. But I don't have that problem with Old School Labs. It's delicious. I don't have those protein burps. And most importantly, their pre-workout combined with their protein powder has kept me feeling good about my workouts. I'm allowed now to enjoy my recovery. You get that described as a runner's high, but it happens with any workout, really. Your body starts flooding your system with those good hormones after you're done working out, right? To try and make you feel better. I can enjoy that feeling with the recovery that I've been getting, right? And with the pre-workout, able to, push myself a little bit harder. So I wanted to share my story with that, just to say, and I have to preface this because I'm not fat shaming. I sincerely believe that people should be happy with their own body. The problem is a lot of times when it comes to online discourse, happy with your own body to some people means you should not take any action where you are, right? And I wasn't wanting to lose weight because I hated being a fat guy, right? And if you're happy in your skin, by all means, you should be who you are physically. But I wasn't happy with who I was physically. I wasn't happy with how I felt. I wasn't happy with who I was in the mirror. And honestly, like, I felt really bad every time I had to, waste money buying new clothes as I got bigger and bigger. Like a t-shirt that I loved, all of a sudden you can see my gut hanging out from underneath it. That's not who I wanted to be. That wasn't my self-image. And it took a lot for me to get over my own feelings of how I felt about my body so that I could start course correction into what I wanted my body to be, right? I'm never going to be a bodybuilder. That's not what I want for myself. That's not the self-image I ever wanted to have. I just wanted to be in better shape for my future, for my kids, and for myself. And Old School Labs has helped me do that. So, like I said, I am an affiliate. And if you're interested in getting into shape, feel free to message me about it. And, I can talk with you about the things that helped me get on track. Because a lot of what stops people early on is you go and you see people working out and you think to yourself, man, they're in so much better shape than me. What am I doing? But you can't let that stop yourself. Everybody's got to start somewhere. And if you're interested in getting into better shape and you want to, make that effort for yourself, you have to actually start to do it. And that's what was holding me back, was my refusal to get started and then stick with it. I would get, discouraged. I would run and feel my body jiggling as I ran and just hate myself and not want to experience that. But as I've told my kids before, when it comes to other things that are, challenging to them at the beginning, they don't take challenge well. My kids, a lot of stuff has come really easy to them as far as schoolwork and everything. And when they hit a challenge, they immediately wonder how worth it is. Because if something is so easy for them, then why do the things that are hard, right? And it was the same for me without even realizing that this was something that was challenging for me. And so I was willing to just give up on it. And it's worth it to keep pushing through to get better if you want it and you have the ability to do it. So that's the story of the beginning of my workout. It's been almost a year and it's been 60 pounds. I feel better. I looked better. My clothes are fitting better. And I owe that to my own, drive, my own work at the gym, but also to the supplements that I've gotten from Old School Labs. And that's why I became an affiliate for them, because I really genuinely believe in the product. And I know that product has helped me out. And if you think it can help you out too, I do have an affiliate link that you can use. I'll put that in the comments of this video. But also, if you don't follow the link, if you go to Old School Labs and you put in my code as a promo code, it's Touchbone. Put that in as a promo code. You get 15% off when you order from them. And I promise you, if you're looking into workout supplements, from my experience, the ones that I've used and tried, they are genuinely the best out there. They are the ones that have worked for me the most. And I haven't, minded taking them. Because that was another thing is, just I get done with the gym, I go home, I make my protein shake, and it's vile, right? Or I have to doctor it up to make it something that I want to drink, which means I have to get out the blender, I have to get out the fruit, the oat milk. A big fan of oat milk. I don't know if that's a whole other video, but man, I love oat milk. I'm not lactose intolerant or anything. It's just, that is some good plant milk. So anyway, I don't want to do that and mix it up, especially when I'm tired from a workout. With Old School Labs, I just throw it in. Personally, I'm a big fan of the banana milkshake flavor. It's delicious. I love bananas. So yeah, go ahead and hit up that affiliate link or use my code. You'll get a discount on it if you want to try it out. And if you don't want to try it out, that's fine too. If you have your own workout story you want to share with me, you just want some kind of camaraderie in this kind of thing, feel free to hit me up in messages. I don't mind talking to people about this. And like always, I say, do all the YouTube stuff with this video, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. But yeah, that's my story. And I have had a little interest online in people, following my progress. I've got a couple of my comrades from some of my meme pages who have been asking me more about this stuff. That's why I decided to make this video in the first place. I'm always willing to talk about any of this or what I've done, and I do plan on posting more of my progress because I'm feeling really good about myself. I'm feeling really good about my body. I'm feeling really good about the way I feel, and I do genuinely want to share that with people. All right. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.